Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This evening I rise to speak about the Albanese Government's failings within my portfolios, which have been further illuminated through the Senate estimates process. As the Shadow Minister for Local Government, I've met with local government representative bodies and councils from many parts of the country. Councils appreciate having a listening ear and a heart to understand their issues on this side of the House, finding solutions and to advocate for them. Councils do not feel heard by the Albanese Government and struggle to see a minister, let alone get a meeting with a staff member. Local government is in peril. Smaller rural and remote councils face financial sustainability challenges that can seem insurmountable. They suffer considerable cost shifting from the federal and state governments, resulting in an ever-increasing responsibilities for programs and services that are not funded. This occurs in the context of limited sources for revenue, ageing infrastructure portfolios and many thousands of kilometres of roads. Councils are burdened by regulation and have limited access to untied, uncontested funds under this Labor government, and for funds that are available, they require considerable co-contribution. When the Coalition asked the department how many councils were operating in deficit in the most recent financial year and how many were under administration, they responded that they don't have that information on hand, don't have that data, and would need to take it on notice. They admitted they have worked with state and territory governments on this sort of data in the past. Why then are they not doing it now? It is a question for the Minister. This sort of data is critical to understanding the differential financial challenges faced by local governments. The Labor government's failure to extend funding of the Local Roads and Community Infrastructure LRCI program, a program overwhelmingly supported by local governments, further illustrates their failure to prioritise the needs of local government. Funding for this program ceases at the end of June 2026. Questioning in Senate estimates yesterday made it clear that the Minister has not sought nor been provided any advice by the department on an extension of the LRCI program. Small, rural and remote councils in electorates like Mallee and indeed other regional areas.
A division has been called for in the House. The proceedings are suspended to enable honourable members to attend the division. The proceedings will resume when the Chair of the Federation Chamber is resumed at the conclusion of the division or subsequent divisions.
Rural and remote councils in electorates like Mallee and indeed other regional areas are desperate for untied, uncontested funds that don't require them to contribute huge co-contributions so that they can stay afloat and deliver the basic community infrastructure and road maintenance and upgrades that are sorely needed. In regional communications, another portfolio, it is tragic that it takes fatalities like the recent Optus 000 outages to elevate an issue that many people in the regions face every day: inconsistent and unreliable mobile phone service. And that's if there is coverage at all, and the inability to contact emergency services when required. Regional Australians are still reeling from a botched 3G shutdown, which also sits squarely on Labor's shoulders after they failed to plan the shutdown appropriately with telcos. Communications Minister Annika Wells is clearly out of her depth with the Albanese Labor Government's woefully inadequate response on regional telecommunications issues, released in mid-September under the cover of 2035 emissions reductions targets. Regional Australians have been insulted and disconnected by the overdue government response to the Regional Telecommunications Independent Review Committee report and short consultation timeframe on its Universal Outdoor Mobile Obligation, UOMO proposal. Minister Wells committed no new funding to improving regional connectivity in her response to the RTIRC report and kicked the UOMO can down the road till 2028. Regional Australians have been left with no clear signal on whether Labor will fix regional connectivity at all in this term of office.
Thank you very much. In accordance with the resolution agreed to by the House on the 7th of October 2025, I put the question that the proposed expenditure for the infrastructure, transport, regional development, communications, sport and the arts portfolios be agreed to. All those of that opinion say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Thank you. The proposed expenditure now before the Federation Chamber is for the Industry, Science and Resources portfolio, $2,217,285,000. The question is that the proposed expenditure be agreed to, and I call the member for Mitchell.